Okay, so we get calls occasionally on welding the Reluctor wheels to the crankshaft. Now we do this as a standard practice just to make sure this thing doesn't pop off or something, in shipping or anything. Just an extra step that we do. You don't have to do that every time. We do, but especially if the wheel has been removed, the Reluctor ring or the tone ring, it just presses on here. It just has a register onto the snout of the crankshaft right here. And so just after having been removed and pressed back on, we like to just put a little TIG tack on there. And today we're using a Miller Diversion 180. Obviously your welder settings may differ greatly, but I'm going to be at about 130 amps. And I don't use any filler rod. I'm not a welder, so take this for what it's worth. But I will put a little TIG tack at the dowel pin here, and then I'll put a couple of other tacks over here. And the key here is we're really not trying to add, a bunch of people ask, so what with the weight, does it affect the balance? No, we're not really adding any weight. And main thing was just don't want to put a bunch of heat into it, especially we don't want to turn this all black and blue. So we're just going to kind of lightly fuse these together here. So make sure we got our ground, our gas is on. I don't know how well the camera will pick this up, so we'll see. So hopefully the camera will pick that up. Just kind of lightly fuse that together there. We don't put a ton of heat in it. Again, we're kind of in and out pretty quick. Try and show you how we do the rest of this here. So pretty much the same thing. We'll just come over here and you can see I can touch it. I didn't put any heat in it. I was wearing gloves. So I'm gonna do another tack here. Same deal, really lightly, really quick, in and out. One, and we'll do one more. We'll come over here, and we'll do one more. Alright, and so again, there's no real force acting on the Reluctor ring. And again, I didn't put any heat in it. Okay, I can still touch everything. I didn't hardly put any heat in it. So we just put, just a light little fuse there where the dowel pin is. Your numbers go out, by the way. So if you check this off, it's obviously super important that it goes back on correctly. If it's not on there correctly, then it's just no good. And this crank isn't finished, polished or anything. This is just a core crankshaft that I'm doing for purposes of the video here. Anyway, you can see we just kind of lightly fuse these together, and there's no real load or anything, that is going to force this off, usually in the engine. So we just do this as an extra precautionary measure. So we're not welding up here next to the journal. We're not, putting a ton of heat and turning this black and blue, here in the journals or anything, or in the arm of the crank gear. So anyway, that's how we do these. Just a quick little tack, and we'll do a video on camshafts and stuff too, so we get a lot of calls on that. And it's just an extra fail-safe that we do just to make sure this thing doesn't get, if the engine, gets bumped in shipping or something, or install or whatever, that it doesn't accidentally pop it off and just create extra headache where it's not needed. Usually when it's in the engine, I don't ever really have problems with this thing falling off, unless the engine went through a lot of other trauma somehow, which would be something like a giant nitrous backfire or something like that, So otherwise, usually you're pretty much good to go. We just do this as a preventative deal. So anyway, let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.